I want to stress here today that it is hardly an individual effort. I am surrounded by people here today, and there are many other sailors throughout my career that have played a role in making this day come to pass. You see, in order for a sailor to truly succeed, he or she needs good leadership from his superior to guide, generally provide support, and create an atmosphere conducive for a sailor to be successful, especially in that sailor's formative years. I have multiple examples of that kind of leadership right here next to me. A leader must also have great subordinates with the drive and maturity to take the vision given to them by superiors and make that vision a reality. There is a complete unit behind you containing enlisted members, in addition to numerous other sailors who have worked with me in the past years that have made me look great with their drive and dedication. So I say thank you to all the officers and chiefs that I've worked for and all the sailors that have worked for me over the past 17 years that helped me get to where I am today. This is a milestone that is not only mine, but yours as well. I want to thank all the members of my command and my fellow chiefs for standing out here in ranks today, supporting my transition. Thank you to my friends and family who made it out here today, including my father and my grandfather who weren't able to get here because of physical conditions that they have, but they emailed me and called me often to give me words of encouragement, and that meant a lot to me. To my mother, Victoria, for coming out all the way from the East Coast to be here today, and especially to my wife, Kim, for putting up with my part-time career for so many years. Between the 6-month and 1-year deployments, annual summer-long Chief Petty Officer induction training, and General Reserve Unit work outside of the designated reserve weekend, Kim has been very understanding and patient in allowing me to pursue a career that I am truly passionate about. Her support has allowed me to give maximum effort to my naval career, directly impacting my ability to receive this commission as a Chief Warrant Officer today. She definitely keeps me grounded, and words cannot express my gratitude to her. Thank you. To Ethan Cleveland, hold on to those anchors tight and continue to make things happen like you always have during your career. I have no doubt that you'll be making Master Chief before your career is done. No pressure. To Chief Brantley, I can't tell you how pleased I am that you came to the unit a few months ago and hit the ground running. I know the command has really been pleased with the headway you have made with the operations side of the house. In fact, they asked if I could leave a little bit sooner. No, but they say the sign of a good leader is if when he or she leaves, the things they are responsible for do not fall apart, because they ensured there was a smooth transition and they empowered subordinates. I'm confident that you're going to make me look good on this one. Keep up the good work. Keep taking care of those sailors. I can only hope that I've been successful passing on the knowledge and sound guidance to others that I have received over the years. If I have not, I still have another 15 years or so to get it right. As a member of the Chief Petty Officer community for the past 6 years, I've had the pleasure of learning a great deal about supporting and mentoring sailors, and I have tried to take every opportunity to pass on as much as I can to the junior enlisted and junior officers alike so that they can learn smarter, not harder, a route I wish I had taken more often. As Chief Kurt Glauser can tell you, he's probably sick of all the insight and knowledge that I've given him this past summer as he prepared to put on those chief anchors a few weeks ago. How about that? Seriously, there is no better feeling than helping a young sailor overwhelmed or intimidated by the Navy bureaucracy navigate through it with your guidance, and then seeing them pass that knowledge on to another, or giving them the tools to study more effectively for advancement and watch them advance to the next pay grade. These are the little rewards that make leadership so worthwhile. One of the most important things we can pass on to our newest chiefs each year is that taking care of others most often leads to them taking care of you, and that is a recipe for success almost anywhere. You know, a bosun mate spends his entire career being just that, a bosun's mate. Now I can say I'm the bosun, and I say that with complete humility, because that title carries a lot of weight, and it will be a challenge to live up to that title. But that is a challenge I intend to tackle head on. I am honored to be able to support and continue to work in the deck community as an officer. There are few positions, as you've heard earlier, that are as steeped in history and tradition as the bosun's mate rate and the bosun chief warrant officer. And I am definitely drawn to the history, tradition, diversity of job assignments that this career field has to offer. And the advancement ain't bad either. While today marks the end of my career as a senior enlisted leader, my new career as a chief warrant officer will afford me similar opportunities to continue mentoring junior sailors and junior officers while I forge a new path to be an effective officer and one day hopefully command a unit of my own. There are a few individuals that I want to take an opportunity here to recognize for being great mentors in my career up to this point. On my first ship, there was a BM-1 Hubert and a BM-3 Cash who were real salt of the earth bosun mates. I've lost track of them over the years, but they were real keepers of the lost bosun mate art, such as making bosun lanyards, tuning bosun pipes, making fancy work, etc. They taught me a great deal about the tradition-based side of the raid. To BMC Eric Atkinson, who taught me patience with people in the military bureaucracy as a first-class petty officer. And Master Chief Mark Seifert, who taught me patience again while on my last one-year deployment to the Middle East a few years back as a brand new young Chief Petty Officer. Sometimes I guess I'm a slow learner, but these two mentors truly help prepare me for the curveballs military service often throws your way as a senior enlisted leader. I want to thank you again, Lieutenant Commander Paul Chenet, who I've worked with the two commands for really showing me how to navigate the reserve successfully from an administrative perspective to get things done effectively and efficiently. This knowledge allows someone to properly support their unit and the professional growth of the sailors they are responsible for. I use it every day. Also, big thanks to Commander Ron Ketter, who I have had the pleasure of working with on multiple occasions, who really exemplifies never let them see you sweat. I have seen few officers go against the grain to connect with their subordinates to get maximum effort out of them, and subsequently, mission success soon follows. Finally, I would like to thank my commanding officer, and executive officer of my current unit, Captain Colette Camlin and Captain Rhonda Byrne-Clark. Both of them have been extremely supportive during this Chief Warrant Officer transition process from start to finish, which started back in the early summer of last year. It has been great to work with both of you. As a reservist, this opportunity to work with one, much less two captains at the same time is unique. I have continued to learn and put new tools in my proverbial Navy toolbox based on the insights and guidance that both of you have given based on your years of experience. Honestly, I could go on all day about those who have impacted me and my career throughout the years. But for those of you who have impacted my career, and I have not mentioned you, you know who you are, and I thank you. As I'm sure the audience thanks you for allowing me not to name each one of you individually. As I close out, I just want to reiterate a few points to the sailors standing here today who say to themselves, what do I have to do to be a chief warrant officer, or limited duty officer? Obviously, studying and doing well in advancement exams is a given. First, do your job, your primary job, well, and look for increased responsibility and collateral duties. Take on the difficult jobs that no one wants to do, and do them well. The most promotes and early promotes will follow. This will help you break out from the pack, per se. Second, don't stay in one unit too long. Every situation is different, but 3 years is usually enough. Move on and be successful in different billets with different responsibilities. Third, try to get assigned to a priority unit where you can earn a warfare designator. While that is not everything, these are the biggest factors I see hurting or helping a sailor's ability to get selected by these boards. As a reservist, if you operate with the same intensity as if you were still active duty, and always try to take on the responsibility of the next higher pay grade than what you already are, you will be in the most advantageous position to be successful and ultimately advance. In the end, you have to stay hungry. Finally, I want to take a minute to pay respect to the men and women serving in harm's way some 8 years after our world has completely changed. Unfortunately, the wars are not over, but regardless of your political affiliation, it's hard to argue the fact that taking the fight to the enemy overseas has helped prevent attacks on our own soil. For that, I know I am thankful to those brave men and women putting it all on the line every day so that we may be here today enjoying the freedom their sacrifice allows us to indulge in. Thank you all for being here today, and I look forward to seeing those of you who can make it to the small gathering, wedding down at my house. For unit members at the Rock who have to go back to work, worry not. There will be a cake of the command for you. I didn't forget about you. Well, Bob, the command looks tired standing back there. The audience looks like they could use a drink. And I'm sure there's a certain first class who wants to spend that $1 I'm about ready to give them.